Hi everybody, it's Nikki here. So for those of you who joined in this morning, thank you so much for showing up, for being here, and for those who are watching for the first time, same goes to you, thank you. There was a little bit of a technological glitch this morning, so I just decided to go ahead and re-record the video from today. So we're going to be focusing on the hips, the low back, and just our legs in general. And so go ahead and set up your mat and maybe grab a pillow and we'll get started. So coming onto your mat, I'm just going to keep my phone here to keep time. But starting on your mat, this is where you can use that pillow to prop your hips up, just sitting right on it, crossing one ankle in front of the other. Sit up nice and tall. Find a long spine. You want one clean, long line of energy. When you found that, go ahead, close your eyes. Throughout this practice, we're going to focus on our breath. So right here, just tap into your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. See if you can begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And it's normal if the shoulders rise up a little bit on your inhale. Notice if you're clenching anywhere in the jaw or maybe in your shoulders and neck. See if you can relax, find softness. Keep your breath full. We'll begin to expand the breath here. So on your next inhale, fill up the belly, the ribs, and your chest. Exhale from the chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly expands, ribs, chest. Exhale, soften chest, ribs, belly. A few more. Belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. One more time. Belly, ribs, chest expands. Exhale, soften chest, ribs, and your belly. Open the eyes. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms away and reach up towards the sky. Full stretch here. You can take it over to one side a little bit, back through to center and over to the other. And back straight up. Take a big inhale as you reach. Exhale, press your palms forward, round your spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push away, round your spine. One more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, push it away. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands come to your knees. We'll continue with seated cat and cow. On your inhale, Pull your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round it out. Use your hands on your knees to create resistance. Inhale, come through. You can take your gaze up. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Pull your heart through. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to a neutral spine. You're going to come off of your pillow. Just set that aside. And you're going to walk your fingertips over to one side. Reach out nice and long. Just beginning to stretch into your lower back here. Soften through the shoulders. Let your head drop down. If you feel like your shoulders are right up at your ears, see if you can find a bend in your elbows. That'll help relax those muscles. Walk it over to the other side. Keep reaching long out in front of you. And when you get to the other side, check in. You want to try and make sure that both of your glutes are planted on the floor. Go ahead, drop your head. Continue to bring your attention to your breath. Notice your inhale and your exhale. Come all the way up through to seated. You'll extend your legs out in front, finding your knees will be bent, feet hips width distance. Begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And take it slow to start, just noticing how your legs feel, how the hip is feeling. And if you'd like, you could speed it up a little bit, or if you're happy with the pace, just stay right where you are. Make sure your breath is full and deep. The next time you drop it to one side, go ahead and pause. Allow gravity to help you. So just soften your legs. Try not to resist the floor. Keep a little bend in your elbows. Come back to center and over to the other side. Noticing if there's any difference from one side to the next. So our bodies, we have a right and a left side, but they're definitely not the same. Many of us are dominant on one side, so sometimes that could be stronger, might be tighter. So for your practice, just be aware of how one side might feel different from the other. And come back through to center. You'll extend both legs out, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and draw your left foot in, coming into a seated pigeon pose. Keep your right foot flexed. Begin to rock side to side. Starting off small, and as you get comfortable with this motion, you can take it a little bit bigger if that feels good. But if you want to keep it small, you can do that as well. continuing throughout your practice to stay really curious, not just going through the motions, but tuning in to what the body is feeling. Take one more rock to either side. Find stillness, straighten both legs out. Take it to the other side. Left ankle crosses over. Draw your right foot in. Keep your left foot flexed. That's important to protect your knee. Rock side to side. Starting off small. Notice your breath. And if you'd like, you can begin to take it a little bit bigger with your rocks. You can pause to one side if that feels good. Go ahead, take one more rock to either side. Release. We're gonna come into reverse tabletop. So knees are bent, feet on the floor, feet about hips width distance. Bring your hands behind you. Find a placement for your hands that is comfortable. So fingertips can point towards you, out to the side, or to the back. And on your next inhale, press through all four corners of both feet. You're gonna lift your hips up. It could just be a few inches for this first one. Lower it down on your exhale. Inhale, lift. Maybe you come a little bit higher. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This time, really push your hips up. Exhale, lower. So getting into that tabletop pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time you'll inhale, lift, and hold. So really push your hips up. Your head, you can have your chin towards your chest, or take your gaze up towards the sky. Keep pushing your torso, your hips up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath in. Release on the exhale. Coming into a regular tabletop on your hands and knees. So we're starting to warm up the body here. Take a couple rocks side to side with your hips. Maybe take a couple of hip circles, go in one direction, nice and big. Take your time. Switch directions. Back into your tabletop. You're gonna lift your right leg up off the floor. Keep a 90-degree bend in your lifted knee. And just pause here for a second. So really press your hands into the floor. Rotate your elbow pits towards the front of your mat so you're engaged in the arms. Squeeze your right glute. You're going to pulse your right leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your right leg. Keep it nice and engaged. Take a big breath in. Exhale to curl in, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, lengthen it back. You can add the left arm in. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, contract. Release, tabletop. Even out the weight on your wrists. And you can come, if you are feeling any pain in your wrist, you can try coming onto your fists. Sometimes that offers a little more support. And we'll take it to the other side. So either fingers spread wide or hands and fists for this. Lift your left foot up away from the floor, 90-degree bend in your left knee. Draw your belly in. You want your gaze slightly forward. Keep a long neck. 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale it all out as you curl in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, lengthen. You can add the right arm in. Exhale, curl it in. Lengthen it back. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to the knee. One more time. Inhale, reach front to back. Exhale, curl it in. And release to tabletop. Wiggle out the hips side to side. Coming into a child's pose here, so spread your knees wide, drop your hips back. Reach your fingertips forward and rest your head on the floor. Now, if your head doesn't reach the floor, if it's just kind of floating in space, you could take, if you have one, a yoga block or a couple books or a pillow, and just bring that right underneath of your forehead to offer support for your neck. Take one more breath. If you were using a block, pillow, or book, set that aside. Downward facing dog. Push your hips up and back. Finding that upside down V shape. Begin to walk your dog, bending one knee as you keep the other straight. Your gaze is towards your belly button or your upper thighs. Find stillness in your downward facing dog. Take your gaze forward. Step your right foot through. Coming to a low lunge, drop onto your back knee. Pause here for a moment. Take a nice breath in and out. Making our way into lizard pose. You're going to bring both hands to the inside of your front foot and walk your front foot to the outside of your mat. So we're really getting in to this right hip, the glute, the hip. You can pause here. Again, if you have those books or blocks, you can use that to help prop yourself up. Sometimes that alleviates a little bit of shoulder discomfort or discomfort in the wrists. Otherwise, hands are on the floor. You can drop your forearms to your mat for a deeper stretch. And if you still need more, you're going to roll onto the outside of your foot. So you can see my knee is going to come towards the camera as I roll onto the outside of the foot. Make sure that you're somewhere that you can hold the pose for at least 5 breaths comfortably. You don't want any pain. Soften through your neck and relax your jaw. Now either stay wherever you are for a few more breaths, or you can come up onto your hands. Lift your back leg away from the floor. Take your right hand and reach towards that lifted foot. Remember, this is just an option. If you grab the foot, that's great. If not, no worries. We're just working on loosening up a little bit. Take one more breath wherever you are. Release the foot if you have it. Otherwise, coming back, bring your foot towards the center of your mat. Half split, straighten your front leg. Drop your nose towards your knee. Getting a good stretch through your hamstring, your calf here. You can experiment with rolling out the ankle, pointing and flexing your foot. You'll feel different sensations with all of those things. So again, just stay curious in your body. Take your gaze forward, draw your right knee back into tabletop. Reset. Nice inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, inhale, step your left foot through your hands. Drop onto the back knee. Pause here, low lunge. So notice what's coming up on this side. If there's any similarities in tightness, or maybe you feel really good and limber on this side. Coming into lizard, bring both hands to the center, walk your left foot out. Again, you can use a block, pillow, or book to just prop yourself up if that feels better for you. Feel free to pause the video while you go do that. The beauty of a recording. And then wherever you are, just stay and breathe. Options to deepen the pose. Either stay right where you are or come up onto your hands. Bend your back knee, drawing your foot towards your seat. Reach back with your left hand. If you grab the foot, you can draw it closer towards your seat. Otherwise, you're just reaching in that direction, or you have both hands on the ground. Take one more breath in. Exhale, controlled release. Walk your front foot back to the center of your mat. Frame your foot with your hands. Half split. Straighten your front leg. Drop your nose towards your knee or your shin. You can play around with rolling out the ankle, flexing and pointing your front foot on this side. Just to see what comes up, what muscles engage with each movement. Maybe you discover something, a new muscle in your body that you didn't even know was there. Draw your left knee back to tabletop. Bring your hands right underneath of your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're going to come to warrior one. Step your left foot forward. Turn your right toes out. Come all the way up. So your back foot it's pointed at about 45 degrees. Back leg is straight. Draw your hips forward towards the front of your mat. Good. And the more you can push through your back foot, the bigger a stretch you're going to feel in the front of your right hip. Reach both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms back, chest towards the thigh. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, down you go. Inhale up, keep pressing through the back foot. Exhale, sweep it low. Inhale up. Open on your exhale, warrior two. So check out your feet. You want your front heel to draw a line and intersect the sole of your back foot, or it can draw a line and meet up with your back heel. Either is fine. If you're starting to feel a good sensation in your front thigh, just press a little bit more into your back foot. Soften your shoulders. On your next inhale, straighten your leg, arms reach up above. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Send your hips towards the back of your mat. Reach forward, take your left hand to the leg, the shin. Try avoid putting it on the knee. See if you can bring it to the shin. Reach your right fingertips towards the sky. Your gaze is either looking up towards the sky, or if that bothers your neck, you can take it straight forward, or even take it down towards the floor. So just focus on pressing through both feet. Keep your legs engaged, belly towards your spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn both sets of toes to face forward. You'll bring your hands to your waist. Squeeze your elbows back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. You can bring your hands to the floor in your forward fold. Let your head drop. Another option here, if you want a little more stretch through the shoulders, you can take your peace fingers and hook them around your big toes. Find a little bend in your elbows, shoulders away from your ears, soften your head. Take your hands back to your waist, squeeze your elbows towards each other, press through your feet, rise all the way up. Good. Now we're going to pivot to take warrior one on the right side. Bend into your front knee, back leg is straight. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Find softness in your shoulders. Big breath in. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale up. Sweep it back. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Open on your exhale, warrior two. Shift your feet so that you have that line from your front heel to intersect the arch or the back heel. Gaze over your front fingertips. Notice what's going on in this front leg. If you're dropping the knee in, you want to just be conscious, maybe take a little bend out of the knee. You want to keep actioning your front knee towards the right side of your mat. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up above. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Straighten the leg. Exhale, warrior two. Again, inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Coming into triangle pose. You can bring your feet in a little closer. That's what I just did. Reach forward. Right hand to the shin. Reach your left fingertips towards the sky. Starting with your gaze up towards your lifted fingertips. If that does not feel good in your body, you can take your gaze straight forward. See how that feels. If you're looking for a little bit more relief, you can take your gaze down towards the floor. Just continue to squeeze your inner thighs towards your midline. Belly button is drawing back towards your spine. Inhale, come all the way up, turning both sets of toes forward, but this time you're just gonna turn them out. So your heels are in, toes are out. Coming into goddess pose, start with your hands on your hips, bend into your knees. So just be conscious, you don't want the knees to rock in, you wanna send them back. So I'm sending mine back towards my couch. Whoa. Engage your core, long spine. Arms can stay at your hips. They can come out to the side or lift it up. All right. So on your next inhale, straighten the legs, reach up overhead. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, reach up, press through the floor. Exhale, goddess pose. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess pose. Lift your right heel up away from the floor. Lower. Left heel up. Lower. Right heel up. Lower. Left heel up. Lower. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms come down. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach both arms up. Hinge at your waist. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with your left foot first, then the right, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low plank. You can always drop onto the knees. Keep your elbows in. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale. Look forward. Inhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Forward fold, drop your head. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, arms come down. One more time, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, high plank. Low plank. Up dog or baby cobra. Gaze comes up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, sweep up, big full breath. Arms come down. We're gonna move into a couple of balancing postures. So if you wanna come to a wall or maybe grab a chair for support, you can again pause the video and do that. But we're gonna get right into it. So lift your right foot away from the floor, bringing your right knee to a 90-degree angle. Pausing here for a moment. Keep your hands right at your waist. Straighten your right leg out as much as you can. On your exhale, lower the toes down towards the floor, just tapping them. Inhale, lift, leg is straight. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold it 5 circles in one direction, nice and small. 2, 1, switch directions. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then shake out that leg. You can roll out the ankle a little bit. Back with your feet together. You'll lift your left foot away from the floor. Now, before we do anything else, you want to make sure that you're pressing through all 4 corners of your standing foot. Draw your shoulders back. Straighten your lifted leg as much as you can. If it drops a little, that's okay. On your exhale, lower the toes towards the floor. Tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold 5 circles in one direction. 3, 2, 1. Opposite. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out the leg. Roll out your ankle. Bring both feet back together. Allow the arms to drop down by the side. Take a breath in. Release your breath. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. If your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. Moving into eagle pose. Take a slight bend into both knees. Lift your right leg up. You're going to cross it over like you were sitting cross-legged in a chair. Now we're focusing on the legs, especially today. So really squeeze your thighs together, bringing 2 legs to one. Hands can stay at your waist. You can stack the forearms or wrap your right arm underneath the left. If you're feeling a little wobbly, see if you can focus your gaze on one point. Draw your navel towards your spine. Release your pose. Arms and foot come down. Take a full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bend into both knees. This time your left foot will come up and over, squeezing the thighs together. So I just want to show you something. Avoid rounding the spine, rounding the back. You want to keep a flat back like you were leaning up against a wall behind you. Arms are secondary, so if you'd like, you can wrap the left arm underneath. Keep pulling your belly in. Steady your breath. Release your pose. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to high plank. Step one foot back, then the other. Take a breath in. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Look forward, step your right foot through, coming into high lunge. So take your time to get there. You want a little bend in your back knee, and your back heel is popped away from the floor. Hands are at your waist. And if you feel sturdy in your feet, go ahead and hook your thumbs, reach your arms up, and send your elbows back so you're opening up through your chest when you do this. Big breath in. Exhale your hands to heart center, airplane pose. With control, begin to shift your weight forward. Lift your back leg away from the floor. Torso comes parallel to the ground. Now, if your foot only comes a couple inches off the ground, that's okay. All right, so know your boundaries. You want to work safely and challenge yourself at the same time. Take one more breath in, and on your exhale, nice and slow, come back to high lunge with control. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, step your feet together at the top of your mat. Exhale, release the arms down. Bring your hands back to your waist. Step your right foot back, high lunge. All right, find that bend in your back knee. Your heel is lifted. Hook the opposite thumb over. So it's usually the side that's not so comfortable is the side you're going to do now because it's the side you're not used to. Reach your arms up. Bend in the elbows and send your elbows back. Now, the more you squeeze your back glute, the more of a stretch you're going to get through your front right hip. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Airplane pose, shifting forward. Oh yeah, we're building heat, building strength. Find ease with your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, nice and slow, crescent lunge or high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, step your back foot to the front. Exhale, release your arms down to your side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Pause here in your high plank. All right, make sure your seat is in line with your spine. You don't want it to be dropping low or up too high. 3 more breaths. 2. Last breath in. Exhale and lower all the way to your belly, slow and controlled. When you get there, stack one palm over the other, rest your cheeks, bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Take your opposite cheek to your hands so that you can stretch through the other side of your neck. Find stillness in your legs, let them drop towards the floor. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders. Push yourself up to tabletop. Keep your belly drawn in. You want to keep your core engaged. From here, you'll come all the way up onto your knees. Bring your right foot forward. Squeeze your left glute, okay? And squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Stay active through the legs. Reach your left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it over towards the right. Holding here for 3. 2, remember to squeeze that left glute. And 1, inhale up. Exhale, hand to the waist. Switch sides. You're going to bring your left foot forward. Squeeze your right glute. Thighs are drawing in. Reach your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, arc up and over. Now notice if this shoulder wants to hike up towards the ear. See if you can draw it down and away. 1 more breath in and out. Inhale up. Exhale, hand to the waist. Bring both knees together. Send your right leg straight out to the side so you can see all 5 toes are pointing straight forward. From here, you're going to just bring your hands down towards the floor. We're stretching through the inner thigh on the right side. The further you walk your hands out, the deeper a stretch. But remember to work kind of right at your edge. Nothing should be painful. You want to be able to hold this pose for about 5 breaths. You can also drop onto the forearms. Walk your hands under your shoulders, come all the way up. Bring your right knee in. Extend your left leg out to the side. Make sure your toes are pointing straight forward. Then walk your hands down towards the floor, reaching them. The further out you go, the deeper stretch you get. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders to come out of the pose. Come all the way into a seated position. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Forward folding. So you can bring your hands to your shins, to your ankles, or you can grab at the feet. Find a long spine, shoulders away from your ears. On an exhale, drop your head down. Now, check in with the body. If your low back is feeling super tight, you can remedy that a little bit by bending your knees just slightly and backing out of the stretch. So if you're grabbing onto your feet, your low back is tight, maybe move your hands to your shins or to your ankles. Coming out of your forward fold, make your way into butterfly. So the soles of your feet will come together. And I'll leave it up to you. You can either draw your heels in close towards your body, or you can start with them a little further away. So start with whichever one you'd like. We're gonna fold it forward. Coming up and out of the pose. So if your feet were far away, draw them close to you. If they were close to you, send them far away. Bow forward. So we access different parts of the inner thigh, the outer glute, when we move our legs from further away and then closer towards us. So that's why we're doing both. Bring your attention back to your breath if your mind has wandered off. Coming out of the pose, you'll extend your legs straight forward. Roll onto your back. Prepare for bridge pose. Bend your knees in. Feet are flat on the ground. Begin to lift your hips up and away from the floor. And pull your belly towards your spine. Really press your hips up. Press your shoulders into the mat. And you can either keep your palms flat on the floor or interlace them underneath and then straighten your arms to get a little more upper back bend. Take 3 breaths. 2. 1 more breath in. Exhale, lower it down. Releasing your hands. Take a full breath in. Exhale, let it go. 1 more time. Come on up. Bridge pose. Pressing your hips towards the sky. Press your shoulders into the floor. Maybe you interlace your fingertips underneath of you. 3 breaths. So notice how your belly rises on your inhale, filling it up with air, softening it on the exhale. 2 more, really push up. Last one in. Exhale all the way to the floor. Good. Take a moment, take a couple deep breaths in through your nose. Notice the change of your heartbeat just from doing those 2 bridges. We'll come into an inversion. So if you have a pillow nearby or a block, you'll just slide that right underneath of your hips. Give yourself a little bit of a lift here. The legs are straight up. You can even come to a wall. So if you're close to a wall, you can allow your legs to rest, and that's really relaxing. We're allowing the blood and the lymph from our lower body to make its way toward our heart. This is a very calming pose. Soften your body, make sure you're not clenching your jaw. Bend your knees, let your feet come to the mat first, then lift your hips if you were on a pillow or a block, and remove that pillow to the side. We'll take a supine twist, so straighten your left leg, bring your right foot to your left thigh, drop your leg over to the left as you reach your arms out to a T. Gaze is to your right fingertip. If you take your hips and scoot them over to the right just a little bit, it'll give you more room to twist. Come through the center and to the other side. Left knee bends. Scoot your hips over to the left as you drop your knee to the right. Gaze at your left fingertips. Come through to center. Extend both legs long. Let your arms come right next to your sides with your palms facing up. Your ankles will roll out. Let all of the muscles in your face soften. Soften the muscles around the heart and the ribs. Soften your belly, your pelvis, thighs, the backs of your knees. Soften your calves and your ankles. Soften your toes. begin to deepen your breath. Make some small movements in your fingers and toes to wake the body up. Roll onto one side as you draw your knees in towards your chest. Pause here. Notice any shifts in your energy level. You'll make your way all the way up to a seated position. Once again, finding a long spine. Bring your hands together at your heart center. We'll seal class with the sound of Om. Thank you all for joining today. I look forward to seeing you next week. And if you have any questions between now and then, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. So stay healthy, stay well, until I see you next time. Thank you.